So I'm here with BevVan Phillips. She's with Key Physical Therapies in the Omaha Metro. And we would love to hear a little more about your services and what you do for Key Physical Therapies.
Well, thanks, Amy. I'm an occupational therapist. I have been for over 30 years. It's one of those great jobs you never really get tired of doing. And Key Complete is a physical, occupational, and speech therapist. And we provide services for people of all ages, people who are looking for, first of all, traditional therapy services and non-traditional wellness services, but delivered in a more convenient way, like where they're living, working, learning, and playing in their environment.
Great, very well said. And I forget that you serve all ages. We talk about seniors so much, but that's awesome that you're able to, help the whole spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Well, grandparents have grandchildren, right?
Yes, absolutely. Things are kind of crazy right now. So how have you been affected? Your clients, your other therapists, how are you guys handling things?
Therapy is an essential service. So we have done everything in our power to avoid disruption of delivering therapy for our patients and clients. But we still needed to do our part to participate in social distancing and to reduce the curve of transmission, of course. So we jump-started some plans we had to get into teletherapy, which is live video sessions. And so by scrambling madly, within 2 weeks, we were seeing over half of our clients that way. And we also continued seeing people in person because not all therapy can be done that way. A lot of therapy is very direct and very hands-on, but we did that in a responsible way with the right personal protection equipment. But the bottom line is, we tried not to disrupt things. Therapy is essential.
And you had a great story about a special gown you even made for yourself, which I thought was great.
Well, that personal protection equipment is it's hard to find, right? So you have to get creative, and you can count on a therapist for getting creative.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That kind of brings me to my next question. Tell me, when we talked before, something very unique to what you do is your home modification program. And besides your other services that keep seniors in their home, kind of give us a quick overview on what that entails.
Home modifications is one of our wellness services, and it does go hand in hand so nicely with the traditional services. You think about therapists changing people, and that's wonderful. But sometimes you need to change the environment that person is working in. So if you think about a house and what it requires and the person and what they're able to do, and it's like a balancing thing. So
it changes, right?
Yeah. So when everything's in balance, everything's great. But if your abilities change, you have a medical condition, or maybe it's just normal changes with aging, and no longer, maybe you can't stand on one foot long enough to get in and out of the tub. Or you can't stand on that foot long enough to go up and down the stairs. Things are out of balance. So with home modifications, we change the home. We figure out what is the right thing that matches that person, or what equipment can we bring in and put it all back in balance. And then people are independent and safe. That's it.
That's a great. And then besides that, you of course provide therapies in home or by telehealth right now.
Yeah.
And how do people get a hold of you guys? What's the best way to get in touch if they have a referral or they have a question about your services?
It's pretty easy to get hold of us. We'll do most of the work for people, but we are local to the Omaha, Council Bluffs area. We're licensed in Nebraska and Iowa, so people can just call us. It's 402-819-8477, or they can email us at officeadmin@mykeypt.com. And Amy, I just wanted to mention, we're also in a really terrific resource here in called the Seniors BlueBook. So people can look in that resource guide and they'll find us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Lastly, I try to end with a kind of a neat story, because all the people that I've been interviewing have impacted seniors' lives and their families in so many ways. And it's really neat for everyone in the public to hear those stories. So give us one story about someone that you've impacted through your services with Key Complete Therapies.
Well, thank you for that opportunity. I love stories too.
Yeah.
And it's rewarding to look back and think about things that have worked so well for people. The story that I'd like to share kind of represents what happens to a lot of folks. It starts off kind of negative. Nobody expects to have a stroke. That isn't what we plan for when we retire. But this happened to a family. She had a stroke and she didn't have the recovery we would all hope for. She needed to use a wheelchair for her mobility. And like many people, they live in a split entry home here in the Omaha area.
Sure.
And wheelchairs and split entries don't really go that well together. But her goal was she wanted to live at home with her husband on the main floor, not in the basement like a troglodyte. And they wanted to live in that house because that was their neighborhood and their house.
Yeah.
So combining home modifications to find a way to get her up to the main floor, and do some really simple things in the bathroom using equipment, because like all of us, they had a budget. So we did all of this under $6,000.
Wow.
And then combining that with some therapy to continue what she'd been working on so hard in rehab, to work on her transfer skills and doing things in the bathroom by herself. The success is that we're not there anymore. She graduated from therapy, but they are still there. They're living there. And that's the success.
Absolutely. That is a great success story. And they're there in their community, kind of where they've always been. So that's great. And to have that socialization, I think about all the husbands and wives where one spouse is in maybe assisted living right now and the other isn't. And my heart just breaks from that.
Oh, it's so hard right now for people. It really is.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
and with that, I appreciate everything that you do, being out there in the field, also doing telehealth. You're keeping our seniors safe, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. We are all a big team, a whole big community, aren't we?
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much, and you have a great day.
You too, Amy. Bye-bye.